Cherry's live stream was a surprise. Ian Smith, the recluse, was charmed by an 8-year-old gamer. At the dance studio, Sheril's cousin Rachel humiliated her and stole her boyfriend Caden, with promises of a famous dancer's lesson. Rachel claimed Sheril's family lacked influence. I stepped in, challenging Rachel. Who says we can't get Tanya to teach us? How will I back up that claim? Will Caden regret his choice? What will Rachel do next? Without raising my voice, I said, I'll give Tanya a call when she's back in the States. She can come over and give you some guidance. For a moment, the room was silent, but the silence was soon shattered by Caden. You can really invite Tanya Turner over? Before I could respond, Rachel's laughter echoed across the room. She took a step forward. Sheril, does your cousin not know who Tanya Turner is? She didn't wait for an answer. Miss Turner's only going to be in the States for a few days, Rachel continued. Even my family had to pull a lot of strings just to contact her. The dancers around us started looking down at me with pity. Tanya Turner only teaches the elite, one of them chimed in, arms crossed. You can't just call her over. Even Whitney Lowe barely got her for a private session, another dancer added, and they competed together. Who does she think she is? Someone muttered loud enough for me to hear. Just because she's rich doesn't mean she can pull Tanya Turner. All right, let's not be harsh, Rachel said mockingly. Sheril's cousin isn't from around here. Maybe she just doesn't know how things work in New York. Then Rachel turned to Caden and slid her hand through the crook of his arm. Come on, she purred. Let's dance. With a quiet sigh, he let her lead him onto the dance floor, leaving Sheril and me standing there. Sheril's hand found my wrist. Let's go, she said. Without another word, we walked out of the studio. As we stepped out onto the sidewalk, Sheril walked beside me. Her steps grew slower until she finally stopped. She stood there crying softly. I didn't say anything. I just watched, letting her have her moment. Then I turned on my heel and headed straight back toward the dance studio. Sheril grabbed my wrist. What are you doing? I glanced back at her, dragging him out here to apologize. Her head shook violently. No, she whispered. I don't want to force him. If he wanted to be here, he would. He only cares about Tanya Turner now, not me. Then I'll get Tanya over, I said simply. Let's see if he still ignores you then. You can really get her here? I shrugged. We're friends, I said. Met her abroad. Even if he comes back? Her voice trailed off for a second before she gathered herself. What if it happens again? If he's so easily swayed, how do I keep it from happening? I tilted my head, confused. You're rich and pretty. It should be easy. Sheril took a deep breath. No, it's fine, she said. I already know he'd sacrifice me for his ambitions. Why would I want someone like that? I'll meet someone better. He's not even that handsome. Her forced grin was shaky at best, but she was trying. That was enough. Let's go get a drink, she added. I sighed, but followed her down the street. All right. We found an empty stretch of park steps, the kind of place where no one would bother us. I was expecting her to pull out her phone or vent some more, but instead, she pulled a bottle of vodka from her bag, followed by a small pack of snacks. I raised an eyebrow. I thought we were having a drink, not going on a bender. She popped the bottle open. Come on, let loose a little. I took a small sip. The vodka burned all the way down. Sheril giggled beside me. Minutes passed. Maybe more. I wasn't sure. My vision was starting to blur. I blinked hard. Sheril, I muttered, tilting my head. Why are there two of you? Her laughter burst out. You're such a lightweight, you're already drunk. I frowned, dragging myself unsteadily to my feet. As I pulled out my phone, my head started spinning. Somewhere between the alcohol and the ache in my chest, I stopped over an estranged name. Without really thinking about it, I hit call. At Hunt Mansion, Justin was busy working when his phone started buzzing. He picked it up on the first ring. Miss Smith, he said. On the other end, Nora said, Mr. Hunt, I'm drunk, so... Justin frowned. So? There was no hesitation in her reply. Name your price. I want to buy you. The pen in Justin's hand froze midair. Buy him? Did she just... Before he could even process that, her voice returned, mischievous. I mean, your son. For a moment there was silence. Then Justin broke the silence. What? 800 million, Nora said casually. Take it or leave it. Silence. Then, hello? Nora's slightly slurred voice broke the silence. "Are you still there? Why is it beeping?" The line went dead. Justin stared at his phone screen. Whether it was a lost connection or Nora hanging up, he had no clue. But he knew that he needed to find out about Nora's intentions. A few days later, I was fast asleep in my room when Sheril practically kicked down my bedroom door to wake me up. She was still clinging to the idea of that ridiculous dance party, the same one where her ex-boyfriend would waltz around with her snake of a cousin. "Nora, wake up," she chirped. "The dance party's today. You need time for hair and makeup." I groaned, pulling the blanket over my head. "You're still going?" Her smile didn't even falter. "Of course! Why should I hide? He's the one who betrayed me. Now get up." Later, when we were both dressed, I caught the wide-eyed stare Sheril gave me. She stood glowing in a stunning red gown. I, on the other hand, had no intention of playing along. My black blazer, crisp white shirt, and tailored trousers made that clear. "Nora, what are you wearing?" I adjusted my cuffs, completely unbothered. "Something that guarantees no one asks me to dance." She sighed but didn't argue. By now she knew better. The ride to the hotel was uneventful, aside from a text that made me smile. Tanya was finally here. She texted. I typed back without even thinking. Her response was immediate. The moment we stepped inside the ballroom, Sheril was nervous. Eyes followed us along with whispers. "Rachel Wood is definitely the center of attention tonight," we heard someone say as we walked past them. "Not necessarily. Young Miss Smith might be here too, though her father's health is worse," another one said. Sheril leaned in, filling me in. "Yvonne Smith usually hosts these. She's Ian Smith's adopted daughter. Everyone adores her." I nodded. Then Sheril froze. Across the room, Rachel floated in, arm linked with Caden's. The whispers grew sharper. Wasn't Caden Sheril's partner? Why's he with Rachel? Sheril's fingers curled into fists, but she didn't say a word. My phone buzzed again. Tanya texted saying she will be here in a moment. Rachel was quick to notice us. "Sheril, you're here," she said as she approached. Sheril managed to keep her face composed. Rachel spoke again. "Oh, no partner? What a shame. If you'd asked, I might have let Caden have one last dance with you." Before Sheril could answer, I stepped in. "Oh, don't worry about Sheril. Her partner will be here soon." Rachel's smile faded. "Really? Who is it? A ghost?" Before I could reply, the ballroom doors swung open with perfect dramatic timing. Heads turned. The murmurs started. Miss Smith really pulled it off. She got Tanya Turner here. The moment Tanya stepped inside, the crowd practically danced with excitement. "I should go greet Miss Turner," Rachel announced. Caden, who was quietly standing beside Rachel all this time, finally spoke up. "I'll..." Rachel cut him off with a sharp smile. "Those around Tanya are all VIPs. What are you going for? You'll see her at my house anyway." Then she put on a fake smile. I'll introduce you later," she added, and turned to us. "Sheril, Miss Smith, would you like an introduction too?" I didn't need to answer, because Tanya beat me to it. She saw me and came running towards me. While everyone in the room thought she was coming to greet Rachel, Tanya walked right past her, not even sparing her a glance. "Nora, I missed you so much," Tanya said as she came to hug me. I sidestepped, pushing Tanya straight into Sheril's arms. "Hug her instead. She's dying to meet you." Tanya giggled and embraced Sheril, pinching her cheek like they were long-lost sisters. "Hi, cousin." Rachel's jaw dropped. Her sidekick panicked. "Rachel, what's happening?" Tanya didn't notice or didn't care. She pulled Sheril closer. "You have Nora's eyes. So pretty." Rachel's composure cracked. "Sheril, how do you know Miss Turner?" Sheril didn't even get a chance to answer before Tanya chirped. "We're all friends now. Nora and I? We're inseparable." Rachel looked ready to scream. Tanya added, "Actually, I wasn't even going to do your private lessons at first. I only agreed because you're family. I'll be staying at the Andersons anyway. If you want a class, just come over. It's easier." Rachel's sidekick blanched. "But Rachel, you promised us lessons." Tanya smiled apologetically. "Oh, sorry, big classes are exhausting. Rachel, just come alone, okay?" Rachel's face grew pale. Tanya turned back to Sheril. "Do you like dancing? I can give you some pointers. Just for fun. No pressure." Sheril tried to decline, but Tanya pouted dramatically. "If you refuse, Nora might stop liking me." I raised an eyebrow. "Who said you could stay at the Andersons?" Tanya immediately latched onto Sheril's arm. "Little cousin, Nora has a weird temper and won't let anyone share her bed. Can I sleep with you tonight? Sheril, still too stunned to think, nodded weakly. Sure? Tanya beamed. Perfect. And then she added, Are you guys dancing again? Or can we leave? I'm exhausted. Sheril nodded. Without another word, she hooked her arm through Sheril's and dragged her toward the exit. I followed at my own pace. As the ballroom doors closed behind them, the whispers grew louder. I thought the Andersons were nobodies. How are they connected to Tanya Turner? No wonder Tanya's schedule was full. Rachel stood frozen in place. When she couldn't take it anymore, she stormed out with tears in her eyes. She was embarrassed. On the other hand, Caden stood there, watching Sheril walk away, and for the first time, there was regret in his eyes. But it was too late now. When we reached the underground parking garage, it was dimly lit and eerily quiet. Ahead of me, Tanya and Sheril walked arm in arm, laughing. I trailed a few steps behind, letting them have their moment. That was until a strong hand clamped around my wrist out of nowhere. My instincts kicked in and I swung, my fist, only for it to stop, caught mid-swing by a firm, familiar grip. It's me. My eyes adjusted to the shadow, Justin Hunt. He leaned in slightly. I just have one question, Miss Smith. And what's that? Why are you so interested in my son? Was it time I told him the truth? Should I unravel the web of my actions, the drunken call, the outrageous offer, or weave more lies, keep him guessing? What did I truly desire? Was it a game or something deeper, something I barely grasped? Would he believe the truth or see me as a threat? The silence grew thick. The answer hovered, a secret I wasn't ready to release. What words would I choose? What consequences awaited?